What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Cadillac Cartoonz, and today I'm going to show you how to draw a booty pose. Now, you may think that this video may be explicit, but actually it's not, because today I'm covering topics such as figure drawing, line of action, gesture drawing, and things like that. But anyway, as you can see, I have a face on my page, and before we get started with the drawing, that's what you're going to need first. But if you want to learn how to draw faces just like this, I have videos on my channel talking about how to draw the face at different points of view, such as 3/4 view, front view, profile view, and even back 3/4 view. So links to those videos will be in the card throughout the video, and there will be links in the description down below as well. So that's what you're gonna need before starting this video, but I am gonna be starting right about here when it comes to drawing the body. So before we get into actually drawing the body, let's first establish our line of action. Our line of action actually determines the initial movement of the body, and it's really just one pencil stroke or one pen stroke or a marker stroke, but I'm going to use a marker for this. It'll probably disappear later on in the video, but probably not. But we're going to use this to draw our line of action, and it's just really one curved stroke to map out the movement of the body. So I'm going to start up here at the neck, and then I'm just going to draw one swift curve, and that's going to map out the initial movement of the body, and we're going to use that as a guide throughout the video. So I'm going to do this, and that's it. So let's put this away, and we're going to use this line of action as a guide to help us draw the body throughout this video. So it's not going to be our center line. There's a difference to that, and I'll show you later. But what I'm going to do now is start by drawing the body. And since the neck doesn't make the head go a full 360 around the body, this body that we're about to draw is going to be at a back 3/4 view. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So first I'm going to come off of the neck. I'm just going to map out a center line. And see how much of a curve the line of action makes? I'm actually going to make that same curve for the back. Like so, and then I can begin drawing the rest of the body. So the arms we're not going to focus on just yet. We can draw the arms in later. So, and besides, if I draw the arms now, it'll probably get in the way of things. So just to reiterate, we're not going for the arms just yet. But I am going to do the shoulders and get those in place, because you know that's kind of part of the torso when you think about it. Because when it comes to poses, you also got to consider shoulder and hip tilt, because up here would be the shoulders, and then down here at the bottom of the torso would be the hips, and they also have a tilt. So you also got to consider that. So I'm just gonna draw sort of like a fashion standee kind of thing for the body, since I'm not drawing the arms just yet. So I'm actually going to make some sort of a curve this way for the back, and then we can gravitate towards making a curve similar to the line of action curve. Okay, because right now we're following human anatomy rules. So the back itself has sort of a curve, because when you look at a picture of a spine, it actually matches the shape like this. So that's something you also got to consider, because the spine itself is not really straight like my pencil is. It's got sort of an S curve to it, and it's not much of a curve like the line of action here. So that's why I had to do just this. So this will be a line to indicate the middle of the back. And now that we established this line, we can go on to creating the rest of the back. So I'm just making another line similar to this, but I'm actually going to have it come inwards just a little bit. So you see the distance from this line to this line? See how wide that is? I'm going to make that a little bit narrower down here, or a bit more narrow. Okay. And then since we're not seeing this part of the torso, we can have this line. And since we're not seeing this part of the torso, it can actually match our line of action here. So let's draw that in. See what that looks like. Yeah, see? we got something going. And now when I think about it, I can just move this over, which is another reason why I said we're not drawing the arms late. And this is just another reason why I said we can save the arms for later, because you know, it just got in the way and we haven't drawn it at all. But we can draw one of the breasts. And then we can just draw that same circle. And then we can just draw that same circle in. And now we get a feel of perspective at this point. So we should be good for now. But let's get rid of this line too. Okay, and now we can move down and begin to draw the booty, the main part of the pose. So what we can do is we can come off of this center line and begin to make a half moon kind of contour. I didn't mean to do that. So just like a half circle, like a semicircle without this extra line. Something like that. And since we finished drawing that, this shape itself can have somewhat of a tilt. And this right here will be the anchor point. So you can have that tilted this way or this way, depending on the movement of the bottom part of the body. So actually, I'm gonna give that a tilt real quick. I'm gonna have that tilted up this way. Just gonna keep that same shape, just move it over. It'd be easier if it were done digitally, but we're working with pencil and paper. Okay, and then you can make it bigger if you want. Wink, wink. Erase that line, and yeah. So we got that done. And now, since we're still over here in this area, we can begin to draw the leg. So unlike what we did with the line of action, you see how this curve goes in this direction? The direction of the leg on this side will kind of make an intersection. And now since we're still on this side, we can begin to draw the leg. So you see how much of a curve this line of action makes? The direction of the leg that's on this side will kind of intersect it. So the leg will go in this direction. See how I made that arrow? It's gonna go in that direction, and when you think about it, it intersects our line of action. That's what I'm trying to say. So the leg is gonna go in this direction. So let me erase this real quick. And then I'm just gonna draw like a little curve for the thigh. And then the other part of the leg will be over here. Okay, and then you can have the contour of the cheek come inwards, so it really looks like it's attached to the leg. And then I'm going to provide a little bit of shading underneath it. And now that we got that part done, let's move to this side and begin to draw the other cheek. So let's see what it looks like when we add the exact same shape just on the other side. Okay, so it really does look like it's at a 3/4 view. But when I draw this other leg, it's actually going to match this same curve of our line of action. So that's what I'm going to do now. So just draw in the leg, have a curve over here, and then this line is going to be somewhat straight. You can just fix that if you want. But when you think about it, the top part of this leg kind of elevates the butt cheek up because it attaches to the bottom of the butt cheek. So I'm going to erase this bottom part of the cheek down here. And then majority of these lines. well, really all of it. And I'm just gonna elevate it up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm just gonna draw an opposite curve. So you see how this is curved down to make a letter U shape? I'm gonna do the opposite over here to show that the top part of this leg is really moving this cheek up. Okay, and then we don't have to emphasize that line too much, so we can just do like one small line stroke over here, and then I'm also gonna give that some shadow as well. Okay, so let me zoom out so I can show you guys what it looks like so far. Okay, so as you can see, this really does look like a booty pose so far. So what I am going to do is put clothes on her real quick, just to keep things appropriate on my channel. So let me zoom in on the butt again. And then I'm going to show you guys how to include some underwear on her. So you can really just make a thong and just keep it up here if you want. And you know, as an artist, it's up to you. But what I am going to do is just put some classic underwear on her. I don't know the exact name for it, but I'm just going to say underwear. So I'm just going to make like a little curve up here. Like that. And then I'm going to turn the page and make like a letter V coming from this point. And then just make a curve when you get to the leg. A curve down when you get to the leg. Okay. And then for the top part of the underwear, we can begin to make a curve up, curve down once you get to the center line, then curve back up. Because like I said, this butt cheek is kind of elevated, so you want to be able to show that on the underwear just a little bit. You don't have to emphasize it too much, and that's what I did. And then just finished it off. And then for the cheeks itself, you can just get rid of some of these lines that are up here. And do that. And then I'm also going to give it some color-ish. Some graphite, some shading, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to give it that. And there. That's what we got so far. So let me zoom back out. Okay, now what I'm also going to do is give this character a bra. And I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So let me zoom back in. But on the back this time. So what I'm going to do is start over here on the shoulders. And then make a big letter U shape that's over here. And then it curves back up to the other shoulder. That can go over a little bit. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn it again. And I'm gonna make just a swift curve along the back like this. And then I'm gonna provide a little something over here just to help cover up one of her breasts that we can see based on this point of view. And then I'm going to add shading to that as well. Okay, so let me zoom back out just a little bit. And then I'm just going to quickly draw in the arms. So since our figure is at a 3/4 view, we're not going to see much of this arm. But we can still draw it a little bit so that way some part of that arm is visible. So we're going to come off of it. Make just a somewhat straight line. And then I'm going to make a little sphere to mark the elbow. And then just finish it. And then when it comes to over here, the bra kind of covers up the armpit at least a little bit, but you can kind of draw that in. Yeah, just draw that in a little bit, make it a little bit visible, but you don't have to emphasize it too much because, you know, a lot of that area isn't visible based on our point of view. But we can come over to this arm, and then I'm just gonna take one of my Col-Erase pencils and just map out the movement of the arm. I'm just gonna have it follow the direction of the leg just a little bit. And I'm just gonna place these dots, and these are where the joints are gonna be. So we have a joint there, that's the shoulder, that's the elbow, this is the wrist, and then comes the hand movement over here. So the rest to me is easy because I'm just drawing in the arm. But hopefully you guys can see it because I got a lot of lines over here. I'm just going to elevate the shoulder a little bit. And then we can also change up the handle of the bra, but that part is covered once we finish the arm, but we're not there yet. We can fix that later. But just like I did over here, I'm just going to draw in a little sphere to map in the shoulder. I'm just going to draw in a little sphere. But just like I did over here, I'm just going to mark in a little sphere just to mark the elbow. And then just draw in the rest of the arm. And then the hand movement, I'm not going to play around with that too much because supposedly the hand is supposed to be in front of the leg. And at this point of view, we're not going to see much of the hand if it's going to be in front of the leg because the leg is covering that up. And then let me get my eraser and erase everything that's behind the arm. Okay, a lot of stuff got erased, so I'm just gonna redraw the arm in. That's a palm. And then I just fixed everything up that I needed to fix. And then, like I said, with that bra strap, I got that fixed as well. Because the old one is underneath the arm, but we erased it now. But you can just like go backwards and see what that looked like before. But now we can come back up here and, you know, kind of fix this a little bit. And then I'm also gonna make lines that come onto the neck to show that the neck is kind of turns. And also to show viewers that the head is kind of looking back. Because based on the eye movement, the character is looking to the back. So I'm just gonna fix this a little bit. And then I'm also gonna erase some parts of this center line. Like here is good. And yeah, so let me zoom back out so I can show you guys what this thing looks like again. Okay, so here's what our pose looks like. So what I'm gonna do now is give this character some inks, finalize the sketch, and come back to you guys and end the video. Alright, and that's how you draw a booty pose. So I hope my tips on figure drawing and gesture drawing helped you in any kind of way. And if it did, give this video a like and a comment. And for the rest of you guys, subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And I'll see you in my next video.